And hello, fellow Techers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks. And today I bring you guest replay from player with gamer tag Foody 31. Yes, so it looks like it's an Xbox replay, most likely from the Europe server, and this was probably before the crossplay took place. But thanks to Foody 31 for sending me this replay. It's going to come down to 1v2. Spectacular game, to be honest. And what we're going to talk about, some of the things that caught my eye during this game and what happened. So we're going to analyze this situation every time Foody gets in a fight, and we're going to try to commentate to it, especially on this map. If you look at the lineup on both teams, looked like Foody's team was a lot more heavy lineup, so I would expect him to win the city, yet the opposition's lineup was mostly medium tanks. There was, I think, IS-3 on the opposing team, but that's about it. So Foody is a top tier in this matchup. There are two RDs in play, so we have to be mindful of that as well. And as a matter of fact, the position he's in right now with those heavy tanks, it's going to be not RD safe, actually. If RD pays attention to this area, they actually have shots, but in this situation, they weren't shooting at Foody or his green friends. The good thing is that Foody has a mutant on his left-hand side. A lot of armor right here. These guys could easily push through. There's the IS-3 right there, playing it really passive now. If you're top matchup in an IS-3, guys, you gotta push it hard. Now, so far they've been playing passive simply because they're flanked from both sides, and if they push forward, they'll find themselves in a crossfire, right? Unfortunately, here he runs into that pile of rubble in the back, and he misses that shot on light tank, which was pretty well aimed. So he's gonna focus these guys on the inside here, and he gets the inside corner. And in my heavy tanks, I like the inside corner as well, because you can quickly back in behind the building, and then the enemies will be focusing your friendlies that are on the outside, right? So you're pretty much safe on the inside corner, but if you get tracked, you have to be careful. Now, what's the problem here? The problem here is that the opposition has the middle road, which is quite problematic, because if Foody and the heavy tanks push through now, they're gonna be exposing their behind to the guy that's in the middle road. So I think Foody will recognize that, and he will let his other heavy tanks move on first before he actually moves on. For whatever reason, looks like the opposition pushed the city instead of pushing the field in this game. So Foody's team actually has the field, especially the east side of the map. So from there, they would have shots into this area here. Now, Foody and his green heavies are going to push through right here at this point in time, which is a good idea. The only problem is there's the medium tank on their behind sitting in the middle, and he will be putting shells into Foody at some point in time, and he's already putting shells into Mutant right there. So he has a feast pretty much just like that, because Foody and the two heavies have to focus these guys on the west side, but unfortunately their backs are towards the east. So Foody's kind of lucky because that medium tank is not shooting him at the moment. He was shooting the mutant. So mutant backed off because he was under fire. Now I think the medium tank is going to focus. Now he focuses Foody right there because he was focusing Tiger 2. So what Foody needs to do is he needs to move in quickly here to make sure that guy doesn't have shots at him. He does put one more shell into him, but now he's in safe position right here. So that guy shouldn't have shots at him. Now what he needs to do is turn around and point his strong frontal armor towards these guys, always with this tank. Now, I've never posted a game in this tank on my channel. I do have it, but I've never showed it on my channel. I don't play it much. The tank is really good if people don't know where to shoot you, but if they know how to shoot you, where to pen you, it's obviously not gonna be very hard for them to get rid of you quite quickly. Anyway, this is the engagement that Foody should win, but what he did here, that was a mistake. He showed him the side, like he's facing tier 6. And no, don't do that, Foody, don't do that, no. Don't show him your side. That's the worst thing you can do, is show your side in this tank. And, you know, the guy can smell the blood now, because he can easily pen you in the side right there. And unfortunately, Foody loses a little bit more HP because of that engagement. What he should have done is he should have bullied him front on. Just bullied him front on. Maybe ram him a little bit and then engage him. Now that's a fantastic shot right there. Foody takes that guy out of the game. Now can we hit this Vanguard? These things are so difficult to hit, especially they absorb shells in the tracks. so easily. He does manage to put a shell into him because his friendly actually immobilized him. So the light tank is a one-shot right now, and looks like he's coming around to engage Foody. So what I would have done here is I would have stopped, turned around, and especially when looking at the map, it was obvious that the Vanguard was going to position F1 or F2, somewhere around there. So if Foody would have turned around and basically pre-aimed that area, he should have easily taken that guy out of the game. Now, because he disengaged, I don't think that's the right play, because he disengaged and let the light tank wander through the back lines. It will come back and bite him later on in the game. If he went back and took care of the situation with the light tank, then you know your back lines are clear and you are able to outflank and blitzkrieg the opposition, right? Because you know at this point the opposition is in only one area of the map. And as you've noticed right here, you can see it right there at position A3. Light tank already came in and took out his tank destroyer right there. But Foody did end up taking out one dangerous gun, which is the Dragon. One very dangerous gun in the game with very big alpha. So instead of going for light tank, he decided to go for Dragon. And I cannot say, maybe it was the right play, maybe it wasn't. In my opinion, from my perspective, it wasn't. He should have probably went after a light tank. I know that many of you would say that going after a light tank in a heavy, it's not a good thing to do. But I'm not saying he should be chasing him. Let's take a look at if we can take him out here right now. No, he cannot. I'm not saying he should have been chasing him. He should have just came to the middle and pre-aimed. That's it. Now at this point in time, he's got HP advantage, right? And he knows that both of these guys are in the corner. So I think what he needed to do over here is push towards the closest rebel pile so that only his turret would be sticking out. Because where he is right now, he cannot spot the Vanguard. It's just that Vanguard's camo is so crazy that he cannot spot him. So he only gets spotted when he fires right there, right? And he puts a shell into Foody. So Foody unnecessarily is losing his HP right here. So when he realizes he's at a disadvantage, he decides to drop right here. And yeah, the Progetto puts a shell into his cupola. Again, he's only a one-shot to both of these guys right now. So he could have been pushing earlier, potentially spotting them at the same time and cornering them. And I'm not saying going all the way in, because if you go all the way in, then what they will do is outflank you and they put shells in your behind. But if he just narrowed the distance slightly so that he can get into the spotting range, so he can spot them and see what they're doing, so that when the Vanguard was leaving, if he would be leaving, he would be spotting him and he would know exactly where Vanguard is going. See, at this point in time, he's spotted and he doesn't know who's spotting him, right? Could be the Progetto, could be Vanguard from the side. Maybe Vanguard already relocated, right? And since he's behind a hill right now, I'm assuming that it's Vanguard spotting him. And I think he assumed the same thing. So he's backing off at this point and he's gonna go behind the building. And in here, in this situation, you want to find yourself a nice little spot in between the buildings so that only your frontal armor is pointing towards your enemy, right? If you can do that, then you're giving yourself a chance to win. So he assumes that the Vanguard is flanking him. And yes, indeed, he's flanking him. Can he put a shell into him? Yes, he does. On the move. A little bit lucky. Now he's going to have to run because he knows that Progetto is going to appear on his behind any second now. There he is. Can he get away? Yes, he can get away. Just like that. So he's going to turn around now. He's going to try to face him frontally and see who's going to take this game. This is going to be close, guys. I don't know what's going to happen here. Foody had a pretty good game so far. He's sitting on a top gun with 6 kills. But can he get rid of this Progetto? Can he put a shell into him and finish this game in a style? Progetto fires, but he misses his shell. Now, you can see a little opening in the building here. Is he going to aim into through that opening? He was thinking about it, I think. He was thinking about it. He's still thinking about it. Who's going to make the first move? Now, Ariete Progetto is at a disadvantage because Foody has armor. Here we go. Progetto decides to poke and he gets taken out by Foody. And he secures the win for the team with his 7th kill of the game. Quite exciting game, boys and girls. It was quite exciting to watch. Nail biter all the way till the end. Let's take a look at the post-game stats and see how Foody did. So it looks like he's not running premium account. He still managed to make 93, almost 94,000 credits. He finished with 7 kills, 3.6k damage, Mastery Ace Tanker, Spartan Medal, Devastator Medal, Steel Wall, Top Gun, 18 penetrating hits. Very close game that ended up in his advantage. I think at the end Foody played it right. Everything worked out for Foody, although there's some plays that he could have made better, but sometimes you just don't think straight and you just don't think fast enough. Your hands shake, you're sweating, you're like, what do I do to win this game? So congrats to Foody for clutching it right at the end. Anyway, he finished on top of the team with 7 kills, 1950 base XP. I appreciate Foody for sending this replay to me. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed commentating it for you guys. And there's so much to learn out of these replays that I'm watching from you guys. Some of them are perfect, some of them are not so perfect, but there's always things that you can improve about your game. By the way, if you enjoyed this replay and you would like more content from Foody, check out his YouTube channel. I will leave a link in the description section below. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.